Welcome, my friends, to part 4 of GTA 4 with a therapist. After all that wild stuff went down in part 3, I'm glad you're back. Be very interesting to see what happens now that I blew off Michelle. She just called. Do leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, follow the links in the description and all that fun stuff. I appreciate your presence. I know a lot of you, I'm learning now that stuff's been going up on YouTube, that a lot of you have found this playthrough via the algorithm. So if you've stuck through this, I do encourage you to check my other playthroughs out. I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for giving me a shot. It's very encouraging to see so many folks willing to click on the video and see what I have to say. So, all right, Michelle. Niko, you missed our date. What happened? I hope you haven't got caught up in something. Call me.
Hey, Michelle, how are you? It's Niko. You want to hang out with me?
Sure, I'd like that. Pick me up in an hour?
Excellent. See you in an hour.
Oh. Oh. Pick me up in an hour. All right, get to Michelle's by 18:30. All right. Rainy day. Reminds me of Vegas lately. All right, Michelle. I really wish you lived on the other side of the road.
Hey, Niko. Let's go.
It's really fascinating.
Go throw darts.
People come to me and they say, I don't feel so good. I tell them, well, say
Surely you can get a nicer car than this. You're wearing that. Good. You look good.
Thanks. Actually, we're gonna go to the burger shot on this rainy day. Get some delicious, fatty, greasy food.
Mason brings up a good point. This brings us to the topic of pre-existing conditions. Should you be denied insurance if you have one? Absolutely.
Okay, maybe this burger shot is
Don't go to the doctor. Don't get sick.
literally on the other side of town. Niko, where are you taking me? This is so far away. Are we going to California? Going to Los Santos.
Athletic enhancement compounds in the works. One will double both your RBIs and your growth.
There we go.
Mentality isn't rational. If you're sick, why don't you?
Places remind me of where I grew up.
Oh, all right. Take Michelle back home. Well, I would love to know what we talked about at the burger shot.
Man, it's good to be bad sometimes.
Yeah, good to be bad.
Thank you. Life makes no sense when fish are gay.
So, thanks for taking me out again.
No problem.
Yeah, I've never dated a foreign guy before. A lot from another planet, but none from another country.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself. Tell me about Niko Bellic.
There is not much to tell. I just moved here.
I know, and you live with your cousin. What do you guys do?
I don't have regular work yet.
So, what did you do in Europe?
I work in tourism, in travel industry.
Did you fight in the war?
Sure.
How was that?
How do you think it was? Seeing your friends die? Seeing men have their legs blown off? It ruined me.
I'm so sorry.
Me too. But maybe here, things will be different.
Okay, so other than the like obvious effects that going to war will have on a person, particularly if they've seen some of the atrocities that Niko has seen, is there's a hold on a second. Stop it. Okay. God. Every time. Okay. Every time I try to do something. All right. So rewind here. So there's the thing that happens when people see combat in particular. And this isn't just akin to going to war, but we're going to use this in Niko's case. If you see combat and you see all of that stuff that Niko just described, friends dying, people's arms being blown off, having your very life literally on the line in a pure survival space, there is a level of physiological arousal, and I don't mean that in a sexual way. There's a level of physiological arousal that happens in that space that is pretty much unmatchable outside of that context. And what this can do sometimes to people who come back to civilian life after being in that type of situation is it makes it almost impossible to get like excited about anything. Getting physiologically aroused there's just nothing that gets you to that level. It's like going from eating a Michelin star steak dinner to like the remainder of the steaks you ever eat are just like boring, run-of-the-mill, not particularly palatable Salisbury steak. It's just not going to give you that same. Oh. And so if Niko had that experience, it may be that something like chasing Vlad down for cheating on or for engaging in the extramarital relationship for Roman is something that gets him close. Not that you necessarily are actively chasing it, but if you experience a significant either depression or lull or blah, because you can't quite get into that space again, even if that space was not good, having something like that in front of you is alluring. You can chase a bit of that exhilaration again and feel alive again in a way that you haven't in a very long time, and in a context that maybe you have more control than you did, so it doesn't ping whatever trauma you have from it. So this happens in a lot of spaces. This happens in people who have the opportunity to engage in like high-level competition. People just retire. It's like, do you know how hard it is to retire when you've been in that space? Like nothing's going to get you there again. At least not in the same way. And sometimes there's a grief process that has to go along with that. But I mention this because it starts to make more sense in some ways why Niko may do what he does, because he's pursuing something new in this space. There's something he's running away from. And this is going to give him a level of like novelty and engagement that may get him elevated again in a way that he hasn't been in a very long time. And so you maybe ask yourself, like, why would he engage in all these risky behaviors? Well, there's a little bit of a rush that comes along with it. Now, I'm not saying that's the case necessarily for Niko, but it's certainly a hypothesis. And to be very clear, I'm not saying that Niko has PTSD. I'm sure there are people that have played this game or are watching this that are like, oh, DrMick, talk about Niko's PTSD. I can't assess whether he has PTSD. But what I can tell you is that PTSD only happens in a small percentage of people who experience trauma. Just because you experience trauma doesn't mean you have PTSD. PTSD is a disordered response to trauma, which means not within the bounds of what we would expect people's reaction to trauma to be. There are plenty of people who experience trauma, go to war, are assaulted, what you name it, who don't experience PTSD in the aftermath of it, but are still deeply affected by what happened. And that doesn't make the way you're affected any less valid. So whether Niko has PTSD or not is not particularly important here. What is important is that there are certain effects that he may have from the fact that he saw all of that. It may also be something that contributes to him going in one of two ways on close relationships. Does he hold them extremely close because he lost so many people in the war, and so he will do anything to hold on to them, which I'm guessing is probably the case given the way that he's engaging with Roman, despite Roman being a bullshitter? Or does he keep everyone at arm's length because he knows that there's a chance that he could lose them even though he's not at war, and getting close to them and losing them was really painful and he doesn't want to experience that again, so I'm going to keep you at arm's length. Now, he may do different things with different people, but that's a reaction that we might expect to see because his brain has a different type of expectation around what can happen in friendships. So I'm going to stay super loyal to Roman because he's my guy. He's my brother in arms, and we're going to get through everything together because that's what I was trained to do. It's what I believe in, and I want to make sure that I'm protecting him so that we don't lose him because I can't bear to lose my family after I lost all my friends. Like, some of this stuff starts to make more sense when we get this context.
That's an interesting thing to say. I'm talking about interesting. All you people want to talk about is money and co-payments and stuff. I just talked about swilling piss.
Man, we're just listening to the same stuff every time.
Home entertainment drama for the whole family. Thursday nights at 9, 8 Central on CCC.
Weasel News, where the fatal car accident of the day is sponsored by the Liberty City Salamanders women's basketball team, begging you to actually watch a game.
Prominent Deputy Police Commissioner Francis McCreary is considering pushing for promotion to the job with Liberty City's finest when his boss Mick Fitzsimmons retires next month. McCreary has had a glittering career in the police department since growing up in a tough Dukes neighborhood. He's currently engaged in community projects in Bohan and the constant fight against organized crime. He attributes the recent rise in violent crime to illegal immigration.
I'm bored. Can you take me home, please? Now?
I'm on the way.
Nice seeing you.
Call me soon.
If that shit... Good kids trying to make an honest living, running counterfeit clothes or selling pirate DVDs.
All right, let's go see what's up with Roman.
Tweak on that shit.
One love, I'm Jenny Acorn with a fatty. Weasel News.
Controversial Deputy Mayor Bryce Dawkins has been causing offense again and standing up for family values in a speech yesterday that has outraged liberals and gay rights groups. Mr. Dawkins, who has long condemned what he termed the culture of vice that grips our city like an addiction, attacked gay and lesbian groups as undermining the family values that make this nation great. He went on to blame them for encouraging terrorists and having too many annoying parades. I'm Brian Wilkinson, Weasel News.
This is Weasel News.
Crazy. It's crazy. Could write this now.
The sounds of San Juan are here.
Where are you, Roman? Psst. Roman, what are you doing in the dumpster, man?
Are they there?
What are you talking about? Get out of there, man.
Freaking out, man. I'm being followed. I saw them.
Don't be ridiculous. You're being paranoid.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Everything was fine, and then you show up. And now we're dead. Because Felston is a psychopath. He's going to kill us. Because we killed Vlad. Vlad was his man. That's how it works. You kill their guy, they kill you.
Roman, get out of there, man. Listen to me. Vlad was a piece of trash. They don't care about him. All they care about is making money. So, we say we work for them. Now get out of there. You smell like cabbage.
I don't want to, man. I'm shitting myself. Oh!
Oh,
Get out of the dumpster, Mr. Fatman. Come on, Fatty. The boss wants a little chat. Wake up!
We had to gag him to stop the screaming. You shouldn't have brought them here, Andre.
Why not? You've been a bad boy, Mr. Balkan. And the boss is not happy.
Oh no, I shit my pants.
Not yet, but you will. Who are you working for?
My cousin, Roman. Don't be an idiot.
That's not good enough. I'm gonna saw off your fucking arm. Speak!
Okay. Your dad likes it up the ass. What do you want me to say, huh? Ow!
Very funny. Do you think you're so smart?
No! I'm tied up in the basement a long way from home, while some ape threatens me with a hacksaw. So no, I'm not that smart.
Shut the fuck up! My fucking wife is watching television. Lord, what are you doing?
Nothing. I mean, I was finding out who he is.
And? Who is he?
He is his cousin.
You were about to cut up some guy in my house, making all that noise to find out he's his cousin. Where did you find this idiot?
He was a friend of your sergeant when we were in Vladivostok.
He's an imbecile. So, Niko Bellic, you think it's okay to kill my employees?
If he is an asshole, yes.
Do it! I agree. Asshole, look at me like I'm a piece of shit.
Боже мой.
Now listen, Niko Bellic. You are very lucky Vlad was an idiot. The only reason I keep him around is because I fucked his sister. Look at me. You owe me. I got some digheads in my neighborhood trying to run a shipment, yeah?
And we found a buyer for the TVs.
Yes, a buyer. But you've got to get them for us so we can make the sale.
Can you untie Roman?
Хорошо.
Shut up, Roman. Roman, shut up.
Shut him up!
Shut up, Roman. Roman, shut up! Fuck!
Shut up!
Stop shooting people, you maniac!
My wife doesn't like when people shout!
Whatever! You better get those screens soon!
Or I will personally pull your cousin's stitches out, one by one, and watch his guts spill onto the floor. Clean this shit up.
Listen, we'll take care of your cousin, but you better get a police car. And then you call me.
Roman.
Go. I'll take care of him.
Fuck!
So, a lot of stuff. First and foremost, this is a perfect example of how Niko has a level of resiliency to that kind of moment that I don't think he otherwise wouldn't have had he not seen active combat. He's probably seen way worse, maybe even been in worse situations in terms of fear and being in the face of death. Hence why he has some bravado there. The other thing, I don't have, this is literally just me hypothesizing. I don't have any data to necessarily support this, but it certainly puts my antenna up just a little bit. Is Niko generally, I would assume, knows how some of those situations go. And his provocation of a person who he doesn't know anything about holding a hacksaw next to him makes me wonder if Niko would be fine if he died. Where there might be some level of, we wouldn't say that it's like active suicidal ideation, but he may have some passive orientation to death where he's like, you know, death's not a terrible solution to my problems. So if you kill me here, I'm not really gonna lose much. I saw all my friends die in the war. I am in a new area that I don't particularly like, and what I was promised is not what's come to fruition. I don't really have a lot to live for. So, you know, you wanna torture me or kill me, it's not the worst thing that could happen. And in doing so, yeah, maybe protects Roman. Now, Roman is a great juxtaposition to Niko. Because Roman is reacting to that situation the way that I think the overwhelming majority of us would probably react to that situation. But also is not thinking clearly. If you have any expectation that in that moment Roman is supposed to think clearly, you have unrealistic expectations for Roman. I would argue even for Niko. But to expect anybody in a situation where they are tied up in a basement after they were held at gunpoint while somebody is threatening somebody with a tree saw, to expect that you're going to be of sound mind and body in that moment, or to expect that anybody's going to be, first of all, you have no idea how you react until you're in that situation, and I can pretty much promise you it's going to be closer to Roman than it is Niko. Because in order to respond the way that Niko did, you've got to be trained. You have to be reconditioned around some of those circumstances. The human brain wants to survive as a default. And one of the ways that you can survive that situation would be to do something like yell for help, be loud, struggle, all of that stuff. And to expect that he's going to engage his prefrontal cortex in that moment when he's probably flooded with a shitload of gobbledygook in his brain from his amygdala is an unrealistic expectation. So what may have been smart if you're Niko and you have some level of wherewithal in that moment would be to say, Roman, when he takes this bandage off of your face, do not scream. Stay quiet. Give him a very specific directive. You will survive this if you keep your mouth shut. Niko may have the presence of mind to be able to handle that for the both of them, but when you're flooded like that and you're in a very intense situation where your nervous system is firing, you've got all sorts of chemicals going through your blood from your endocrine system because you're trying to survive that, one of the first things to go is the front of your brain. You flip your lid. Your judgment goes away. Your inhibitions are gone. You are so much closer to what people will call your reptile brain than you are the brain you have when you're sitting here comfortably watching a YouTube video. So in some ways, that guy's a bit of a dummy for taking the bandage off of Roman's face without giving him a preempt of the way that he needs to handle that situation if he wants to survive it. That whole situation is chaotic in that way. Now, the thing that is really brilliant from, I didn't catch his name, the leader guy in the red shirt, from his standpoint, he did something that I think is very useful from a person in his position standpoint, which is he brought chaos and unpredictability to that moment. Mikhail. So the more predictable you are in that space, the more in danger you are. The more chaotic you are, people can't anticipate what you're going to do. And so they're generally going to be more uncomfortable, and they're going to be more on the rears when they're trying to engage with you and figure out what you're bringing to a situation. It's a great way to hold power in an exchange like that, is to be entropic rather than to go by the book. And, you know, some people can do it by staying calm and collected in a way that's kind of creepy. But ultimately, that chaos that he invited in that situation, which also included just shooting that guy who he ostensibly had some level of connection and relationship to like he was nothing. There's so many things he did there to hold power and control in that moment. It's pretty expertly done. Does Niko not get flooded, or has he trained his prefrontal cortex to keep working even while flooded? training your prefrontal cortex is maybe not the right way to put that, but you can absolutely engage people in enough training. This is what boot camp's all about for soldiers. It's a way to desensitize and recondition so that when you're in a moment like that and you have that stuff surging through you, you know what it is and how to work with it. So like if a Navy SEAL is in Navy SEALs training, it's not about getting you to a point where you're not flooded. That's actually not useful. You need to know that you're in a dangerous situation. You push people past their limitations so that they know what they think their limitations are and what they actually are. Because humans actually have way more survivability, and their limitations are actually a lot farther away than we think. Your distress tolerance, if forced, is actually a lot higher than you think your limit's here, but it's actually here. And so what you do is condition people past that limit. You take them to a point where they almost pass out from and drown before you pull them out of the water so that they know exactly what their limitations are. And so as you do that, you're desensitizing people to what they believe their first barrier is, and you're also giving them the tools to operate when in that type of situation. So it's not really it's like a reconditioning of your brain's response to a moment rather than controlling it. You can't tell your prefrontal cortex not to turn off, but you can learn what it feels like, and you can learn and have experiences that show you when it may be happening so that you can engage a sense of control a lot more readily, which is why Niko handles that situation so much better from a survival standpoint than Roman. In the sense that he actually reads the room instead of just defaulting to what any of us would default to. But yeah, now we're really in deep here. And that guy has shown us that, Mikhail has shown us that he'll kill no matter what. So it doesn't matter how much longevity you have with him, how much you matter to him, any of that stuff. But now Niko could take this opportunity to just completely bail and run. He'd be leaving Roman behind, but he could go. Not gonna though. Hey, look at that. A cop car. Just happens to be readily available here. Just go ahead and hop in real quick.
I have the police car. What now?
The van is driving around South Broker. Pull it over, take it to our lockup on Duke's Drive.
Be more specific. How many vans you think there are in South Broker?
That is a problem for you and your cousin, not me. Keep pulling vans over until you find the TVs. Goodbye.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. That's not right. All right. This is how I used to get away with playing Grand Theft Auto 3 when I was a kid, is I would use the cheat where you could change your skin so that I was a cop, and I would tell my dad I was actually playing as a cop, so the game wasn't bad. And I thought I was so clever.
Dispatch, is there another unit in the area?
All right. Let's pull this over. How do I turn? Now here's the thing is, that's not turning my siren on. That's making me honk. Wait a second. All right, we're back. We fixed the cop car issue. I can turn my siren on now. Thanks for your patience. Even though you in YouTube land, you didn't really have to be patient because this got edited. Here we go. All I had to do was fix one thing in the command line. And nab this van right here. Pull over. I'm undercover. Should have put a police outfit on for this.
Get the fuck out of here.
I ain't got nothing. You wasting your time.
Show me the back. You carrying TVs?
Hey, you got bad information, brother.
Fuck, get out of here.
Is he even gonna get back in his car? Oh, yeah, yes, okay. All right. You're lucky. All right, here we go. Find this other van. How much you want to bet it's the third one we search? Oh, here we go. He's coming around the bend. Oh no, he's up top. No, he's not. There's that. There he is. Oh, sir, you just ran a red light. Holy hell, we can't have that out here in Liberty City. Pedestrians have the right of way, sir.
Come out real slow, shithead.
Man, I pick up shit money yet.
Show me you don't got any flat screens in the back.
Ain't got nothing.
Nishta, yeah, bigga.
Hey! How dare you sideswipe a cop car? Ma'am? We gonna have a problem here, ma'am? Oh, running from a police officer? Don't tell me you're about to... Look at this guy. This guy's like, God damn it, again. Happens every time. Every woman I've dated in the last 4 years, I end up in a stupid situation like this. You know, the common denominator for all these moments is me. So I really do think I'm having an existential crisis about whether, am I just the common denominator of stupidity in every relationship I ever come across? Is personalization, the thing I've been working really hard in therapy not to do, the answer? Has my therapist been just blowing sunshine up my ass, telling me not to take full accountability for these situations when clearly the only person who's experienced them all is me? I mean, how do I even get out of this? How do I tell this woman that I don't want to see her again after this? She sideswiped a cop car. She can't get out of this. I hate that you know what? Try dating a guy. It might go better. Maybe it's not even that. Maybe I just shouldn't date. Maybe I'll just buy a cat. This is how that guy decided to get a cat, right there. That was a long-winded way of that guy determining it's time for me to get a cat. Oh. Sir, you're driving too fast in a construction zone. Pull over. Oh, I see flat screen TVs in the back. Sir, pull over.
Get out of there, you're fucking dead.
I wouldn't do this. Kenny Petrovic is looking after this truck.
Are you carrying a shipment of TVs?
Big fucking mistake. Wrong move, asshole.
Kenny Petrovic's a little bitch, dude.
Yo, don't shoot me, fool.
Oh, okay. Self-defense.
Would make a fine receptacle for my DNA juice, and that's the only reason people listen.
All right. Hopefully these guys learn their lesson. Love Rockstar games are the perfect mixture of content and chaos. Lovely. Oh! I don't want to mess up the TVs. Can't mess up the TVs. What does that say? Non opinion. Second best Italian. Wonder who the first best Italian is. All right, let's get these dropped off. Oh! Get these dropped off. Wait a second, I gotta back in. Wait a second. Hey. Oh, okay. Sure. All right. Nice.
I've left the van where you say. How's Roman?
He's okay. A little scarred, but okay. You did good. Mikhail needs someone like you. Stop by and see him sometime.
Of course he does. It's because I get things done. Problem though, we're in deep, and I don't really know that there's the only way that I can make myself indispensable to him, which is the only leverage I'm ever gonna have, is if I do hard jobs right. So we really are stuck, buddy. Really need you to stop. Oh gosh. Okay.
Niko, hello.
Roman, are you all right?
I was just shot in the stomach, and then stitched up in the doctor's office that was dirtier than the basement we were nearly tortured in. I'm great.
You sound calm, actually.
That Dmitri guy gave me some painkillers. I'm kind of out of it. If you're near a shop, can you pick up some adult diapers for me? See you later, Niko.
I got you, man. Roman's about to have experiences that he thought that he was having. What kind of car do I want? What kind of car do I want? Dude, there are cop cars everywhere in this area. All right, sir.
Don't try anything stupid, mister.
Get out of the car. Love your sweater. Thank you. The Ferrocci. Go whichever way you're trying to go, officer. Oh, man. We almost just witnessed a cop hit and run. Dun, 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 dun. Beep. Bam, bam, bam. Well, I am excited that we have some new characters to mess around with, but here we go. Oh, watch out, sir. Oh, do a barrel roll. Look at that. Doing some sweet tricks. This is what happens when you let Jesus take the wheel. Oh yeah. Ah, the gated community.
You're blocking out the voices with television, with alcohol, now at DrMick Games. Your time is now. Try to live. If you can't, try to cry.
Right. Alright. Kitty man. Alright. See what these guys have for us, huh? See what these guys have for us. Comfy.
Hey, Niko.
Hey,
Come in.
thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Lay
Yep.
off that stuff.
Why?
Because it clouds your judgment. Not now, it's not the time.
My judgment. That's a good one. I'm a fool. A drunken fool.
Niko's here. We're going to go take care of that guy. I take it you won't be joining us?
Make him suffer. People forget pain so quickly.
You need to calm down with that stuff.
Calm? Why? So I can be like you, Mr. Barbitrid? Always so fucked up on painkillers, you don't give a shit?
You need to calm down.
Where would we be now if I was calm like you?
Let me guess. In a prison camp in Siberia, or selling hash to tourists in Red Square, or still in the Navy. Which is it today?
Be careful, Dimitri. Be fucking careful.
You be careful. You're getting crazy.
That's the way it works. I am angry. You are calm. I scare you reason. It works.
Yes, but you've angered the wrong people. Too many bodies, too much attention will be dealt with if we don't start playing by the rules.
I've angered people. Me? Not we. Strange. When I give out the money, it's us. When I have to push people, it's me. All alone. Don't think I cannot see through you. After all we've done together.
You're getting delusional. Look, we have to go.
I fucking love you.
Yes, yes.
I fucking love you.
I know.
Yes. But you treat me like a child. I run things my way. Dmitri Raskolov, my fucking way! Get out of my sight! Or I fucking kill you!
I'm not saying don't run things your way. I'm saying be calm. Here.
Oh, terrible
Take a
idea.
couple of these.
Terrible idea. No.
What are you still doing here? I said get out of my sight!
Woo! I don't know enough about them yet to get too in the weeds. Right? Remember, the thing that I need to see is patterns. I need multiple interactions in order to get really into the deep stuff on these guys. Oh man, it's gonna escape me. This is why I hate that I can't pause during the cutscenes, because there was a moment where he said that he was right about something, and I was like, "Yep, I need to say something about that." And now I'm forgetting what it was. Oh, the fact that Mikhail has to be angry and Dmitri has to be reasonable. I think I got that right. And when he said it works, it does. So, like, some of the ways that people show up in certain contexts, particularly if they do it a lot, is they'll do it because it's been reinforced that it's a efficient or useful way of engaging certain situations. I said this a lot in the I think it was in the Last of Us playthrough, which is that survival is the ultimate reinforcement mechanism. So when you have made it through your life as long as you have, you start to attribute certain ways of working through adversity as being the things that work because you've survived them. So if that aggression and the chaos of Mikhail is something that he attributes to having navigated all the shit he's dealt with in his life meaningfully, while Dmitri serves as a counter voice of reason, then yeah, you start to lean into it. This is how people start to craft their own personality profiles in some ways. I survive because I am a aggressive ass to everyone. I survive because I keep people on their toes. If I'm predictable and reasonable and calm, I die. Or I've seen people die from that. Or I've seen people not get ahead because of it. So I do this because it works is something that really is a common trait of just about anyone. This is why I show up the way I do. Now, when people start getting results that are not in line with their expectations, despite continuing to stick to that profile, that is sometimes where people will start to call therapists or explain to their friends that they're having a hard time engaging with people because they don't understand why people are X, Y, and Z. You don't have to lock yourself in. When he says it works, that's right. He's correct. That's why they do what they do. They've made it this far. They've made it to the top. They have money. They have control. They run this whole whatever they run. It works for people. Niko being a smartass in the face of somebody having power and control over him. It's worked. As soon as he has that moment with Mikhail and Dmitri where he's given that other dude a bunch of shit and then the other dude gets shot, he survives, runs a job for this, starts to build rapport. It's all the more an example that he can navigate spaces like that way. That may be a tactic that he's used before to get him through it, and this is just another pebble on the mountain of rocks. It works. So then the last part that we'll talk about is when is the me versus us issue. Language is important. Language is the window we have into people's thoughts and general perceptions and orientation to the space that they're in. And when he says, when it's the money that we're counting, it's us. When it's the positive thing, it's us. When it's the negative thing, it's me. When it's the thing that you don't want to associate yourself with, it's me. People use language as a means of placing accountability all the time. One of the more common examples of this is if you're a person that's into sports, you'll often hear, if you're part of a fandom of a team that's doing well, people will usually say we as they associate themselves with that winning. We are going to the Super Bowl. We have a great team this year. But when your team sucks, you say things like, the Raiders are terrible. They can't get their shit together. A lot of people will have a hard time saying we suck. Some will, but you see linguistic differences when people are trying to associate versus not associate with things, both in the presence of other people and trying to control their perceptions, but also just in the way they conceptualize themselves. So if Dimitri is more of a, I don't know, the straight edge voice of reason and doesn't want to be associated with violence that he is inherently associated with by being in these contexts and being a part of this, he externalizes that and disassociates himself with it via language. And when Mikhail points that out, it's actually a fair thing to point out. It's the kind of thing that I multiple times in my career have pointed out for people. You notice that you say we when you talk about X, Y, and Z, but you say I when you talk about this. There's a one thing that sometimes will, in my experience, has spawned some really interesting conversations with parents, is if one parent refers to their children as my child, they say my daughter, in the context of really talking about a joint sort of like ownership of a child as parents, saying like ours, that doesn't always mean that there's some underlying issue there, but there have been times where that has been a window into getting into some dynamics of, I feel like we're drifting apart and I don't feel like I have somebody on the same page with me as a parent. And so I haven't even realized it, but I've started referring to my child as my child instead of our child because I want to disassociate from something that I see as not palatable. I don't want people to think that I'm a part of that. Watch in your own language when you do that. It's not a good or a bad thing necessarily, but it's absolutely a vehicle that you use in order to get a sense of where people's heads are at with certain things. And you can get a lot of information by listening for something like that.
Shop on Hove Beach.
One of the sex shop on Hove Beach. Okay. Well, hop in, man.
Nothing whatsoever. Isn't that comforting?
This guy been making porno in his basement, and he didn't cut Mikhail in.
Least he could have done is sent over some tapes.
You know how much money there is in selling this stuff online? A whole fucking heap. We're going to ignore what Mikhail said and try not to kill them. Taking a bite of this pie would be very profitable for our operation.
I got no problem with sparing some lives.
No, it's Mikhail that has that issue. Can't keep his finger off of the triggers. Wasn't always like this, though. Things got to him.
I hope it don't get to me.
Yeah, and so you see him using substance as a means to alter his experience of the world. I mean, people do this all the time. We're going to talk about this, I'm sure, throughout the playthrough, as we do any playthrough that includes drugs and alcohol, which is that people use substances to try to get their head into a space that they think is more palatable than the reality that they sit in without it. And so if cocaine gives him a maybe he was part of the war too. If cocaine gives him a rush, makes him feel alive and present, and that's what he wants, that's an easy, fast track way to get there. In the same way that our boy Dimitri might be using painkillers. So, alrighty, see what we got here. Viewer discretion, possibly. Whoa, sir.
Where's your boss?
What do you mean? He's,
In the back?
No, he's...
Better not be filming.
No, they're just having a meeting, I swear.
Get out of the way!
Fuck. You see? They don't make them like that no more. That's a vintage Bush. If it wasn't for that,
I'd say this weren't worth transferring to DVD.
Hey, Joseph! You think you can expand your business interests, make these pornos, and sell them, and we won't know about it,
We
huh?
was just waiting till the books was closed at the end of the financial year. Then we was gonna cut you
Your
in.
books are closed until you pay us our cut. Niko, take this and cover Joseph.
We ain't making that much cash.
Is that a fact? Maybe we can't pop you, Joseph, but we can fuck up one of your boys.
Listen, big guy, you got a great look going on. Real strong. We can push in one of our films.
Shoot this scumbag in the leg.
Hey, man, please, go easy on me. Come on, big guy.
Shut this dickhead up, Niko.
All right already. That was just trying to be friendly. Shit, he'll be out of action for a couple of weeks.
You got some money for Mr. Faustin?
Fine, here you go. We ain't gonna have...
You should have thought of that earlier.
I'm special. I'm gonna be a star. Don't hurt me. A big, big star.
Joseph, I thought you were a better businessman than this. We go, Niko.
Again, one of the things that often drives me nuts in video games, but also at times in real life, is when people do not gather information about what it is that they are getting involved with and make assumptions. So here we are with Dimitri, who's talking about business expansion, getting your cut, not being part of our operation. I don't know about you, but I have no idea what the operation is. And I'm surprised that Niko didn't inquire while we were on our way there. What is the operation that I'm involved with here? How does profit from porn videos fit into what you guys are trying to accomplish here? Now, Dimitri might not answer it and say, shut the hell up. You know what you need to know. In which case, under normal circumstances, I would tell a person, well, you need to make a determination about whether you want to continue to be involved in something that you don't have information on, which is incredibly risky. You may consider bailing. Niko, I understand, is under the gun, literally. But get information about what you're getting involved in. Understand the context through which actions you are being asked to engage in exist. Because ultimately, if you choose to involve yourself in something, whether you know the context it's happening in or not, you are accountable for what you do. So I show up here to this porn shop, I shoot a guy in the leg. I have no idea why or how this fits into the grand scheme of things. We get nabbed by the police or some greater entity. Me saying, well, I didn't know what I was involved in is not, ignorance does not work. Ask the questions, get answers about this stuff. The more you know, the more informed decisions you can make about your involvement in things. Get fluffed. Honkers, where the hottest girls make your fantasies come true. Tinderbox Avenue. Prepare for the explosion. Knees, please. Bunny Rub. Darcy Pillows. Look at all of these. Jeez. Imagine being on the art team that had to make all of this stuff. Also, the fact that this woman's name is Heidi Hole or that's, I guess, maybe the name of the movie. An unbelievable pun.
We're going to an alleyway off of Dillon Street in Shotburn.
So, here's another thing that we're going to talk about. So remember that conversation we just had 15 minutes ago about you do what works and you create like a system around that? We literally just saw it play out. Like, this is an incredible example of this. So Mikhail does not come along with Dmitri. Dmitri tries to couch this as if he's doing something different because Mikhail wants them all dead. He doesn't want them dead. He wants to stay calm. He wants things to maybe play out more diplomatically. He brings Niko with him to the porn shop. We go downstairs. And what is the first thing he has me do? Fill Mikhail's place. Sure, I'm not coked out. I'm not screaming and yelling. But I got a gun. I'm pointing it at people. I'm being Mr. Aggressive. Mr. Brawn to the brains. So his orientation to a new context, a new group of people, is to try to assimilate Niko into the existing process of what works, which further shows that he is absolutely party to the system that they've developed in order to achieve what they're achieving. And the way that this works in real life is that system disruptions are way harder. Change is way harder than people anticipate often, because you see systems try to snap back to equilibrium. Systems get very accustomed to their process. Your family, at the time that I'm filming this video, Thanksgiving is a week away. And Thanksgiving is always a really interesting time of year because people, in the United States anyway, because people can rattle off often what they can expect when they go home for Thanksgiving, if they choose to go home for Thanksgiving. They know what role they're going to occupy, how the other people are going to act, what dynamics are going to be present, and they prepare for it. And that's because of systemic homeostasis, that like even throughout your life, there's a level of holding on to that. Disruptions happen when people leave the system, when people die, stuff like that. If there's a really pointed collective effort to change certain dynamics. But on the whole, systems tend to stay stable at an equilibrium that's been established over time. A common disruption where people can feel this is when people leave home, whether it's to like go to college or you get a job or you move out or whatever. You start building up your own life outside the context of your family. You start to develop some of your own patterns. Your family back at home will often find ways to try to fill the gaps in the void that you left by trying to get that void to be filled by similar dynamics. And so then if you, whether they're successful or not at that, when you come back, rather than the system just immediately accommodate the new you, you will often see a system try to assimilate you back into the homeostasis and sort of make you do things or have you fill roles, or they'll maybe like tease you in the way that they always did about certain things that no longer apply to you because you've developed, and people feel a real tension around this. So rather than go into this and actually handle it differently, which would breed a whole bunch of anxiety and novelty and probably put them at risk in some way because now they can't anticipate what's going to happen, Dmitri takes us into the porn shop and we do exactly the thing that him and Mikhail have probably been doing for years. Because we know it works, we can anticipate outcome, we have enough of a pile of evidence that we can reasonably try to explain this situation and predict all the variables. So, Niko, here's a gun, pointing at him, shoot him in the kneecap. We didn't need to shoot him in the kneecap. They were probably prepared to hook us up. I mean, he was prepared to hook us up in January, I guess, when the books are closed, but we didn't need to do that. He just thinks we needed to do it because he's applying a pattern to a novel situation that doesn't necessarily need it. A great example of the way that that works. Go with Dmitri to the gun store. All right. Dave, thank you for the raid.
Will you wrap it up and put a pretty bow on it? Screw you. We're seeing a friend of mine who's got a good line on weapons. It's on the ground. A back room place. There are a few around the city. The mayor has a real hard-on for gun control.
Guns don't seem that controlled. I seen plenty and I just got here.
And now you'll know where to get them for yourself. What's the problem? Mikhail,
I know you didn't mean it. That's all right. Oh,
I didn't kill Joseph. We will make more money with him alive. Черт, Mikhail!
Shit, Mikhail. Mikhail.
Fuck! You're lucky. Roman don't try to make you kill someone every 2 seconds.
You think I work for Roman at this point? That's cute. That's cute. Love the music we're listening to right now. Classical jam.
We can only guess at the longing.
The shop is just down that alleyway. Pick out what you like. Tell them to put it on Mr. Faustin's account.
Oh, what a sweetie. Way to endear me to you so that I'm more likely to commit to things you ask me to do that I'm not gonna like. Buy weapons from various gun stores throughout Liberty City.
Alright, you don't look like a cop. Buy what you want.
Oh, jeez. What a place. Battle Babes. Look at this place. Purchase a micro SMG. $1,200.
I'll take this one. Charge Mr. Faustin.
You fucking Ruskies are milking me dry. I ain't a cow.
I ain't Russian.
Buy some body armor? Which is the body armor? $500 for body armor. All right. Thanks for the gun.
Drive us to Mr. Faustin's.
Sure thing, man.
So, you and Mr. Faustin, have you always argued and made up like this?
It wasn't always like this. Mikhail was a great man. He had a temper, but he was fair. Now he blows his top at the slightest thing. I never know who he will shoot, who he will stab. Andrei, who you met in Mikhail's basement. He was always loyal. He was a good worker. Now he's dead. I guess that is why we need your help.
Remind Faustin of that. Maybe then he will not try to kill me.
I don't know that I'd bank on his word there, Niko, but interesting. His unpredictability has become a problem even for Dimitri. Wonder what got them started in this, and if they started out legit and then found themselves stuck in the vortex in the same way that we're trying to. You know, the whole thing about this is that, like, Roman's cab business seemed like it was actually pretty legit if he just would have learned how to run it a bit better. And Niko made this worse for him. Like, as much as Roman duped us into a shitty situation, we've dragged Roman into a way worse situation. And that is a bit sad. You know, Roman being a bullshitter, whatever. You know, I'm not gonna be like, it's one thing to be a bullshitter, it's another thing to actually shoot a guy in cold blood and then get wrapped up with the mob.
Thank you for your help, Niko. Come to see us at the club soon. Mikhail will be cool by then.
Okay. Man, look at this. Oceanfront property. Gorgeous. Reminds me of a neighborhood in Chicago. Just a drive through when I went to Northwestern. Oh, little Jacob needs some stuff. Go see what little Jacob's up to. Stop for school bus. Lights flashing. I like to drive on the sidewalks of rich neighborhoods. By the way, thank you, friends, for taking the time to watch these playthroughs and care at all about what I have to say about them. Feels good being back playing GTA with all of you. I'm excited for what's to come. I get a sense that, I think I said this last episode, but I do get a sense that we're inching closer to getting a lot more context on some of these characters, and the more we involve ourselves with them, I think the more we're going to have to talk about, so I'm really excited about that. You were more worried about mixing painkillers with the alcohol rather than the cocaine, right? Both, but yeah. Like taking prescription painkillers that are not prescribed to you and then adding in alcohol and cocaine is a horrifically terrible idea. All right, little Jacob, what you got for me?
Hey! Hey, boy, don't move. I said don't move, boy. How are you? Eh? Oh, where you come from? How are you?
Hey, man, I'm here to see Jacob. It's Niko.
Niko? Batman, what going down there, sir? Some boy does beat off the door. Some boy does call himself Niko, say he want to see a road boy. Niko? I'm a boy that Batman, man. Yo, free up the boy, man, yo. Are you a boy that? Yeah. Sure. Come my youth. Come upstairs, go talk to me to Jacob and thing, man. You want to control the taxi. People knock on people door and thing, you have to be careful and thing.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, man, see,
hey, don't worry about
watch what you're doing, you know. See how you're a boy over there, so Niko, go deal with him soon. Oh, I'm Niko. You alright?
Hey, no problem. As good an introduction as any other.
Yeah, me hear that, you know. Anyway, some boy around with bad man, you know, and want to ask you a favor. Wanna know? Hey, my youth, some boy them dip on the corner and thing, and the boy them sell some things and thing, and I go on and I say, oh, them don't want to give me my money and thing, and every corner my corner, and I want my money and thing, you know. I know so that I go, you know, I want to deal with the case proper, you know, see. All right. It's a business thing are going down there.
Right.
They are selling weed, but they're not supposed to sell weed, and they're not cutting them in.
Okay.
So when you go down there and deal with them, see?
Right. It's not going to be cheap. Where do I find them?
Cheap? Cheap, my youth? You worry about cheap? We not worry about cheap, you know. The boy them dip on the corner, I say the boy them other things on my corner, that and thing, and I say every corner on my corner, I think I'm gonna write that to the boy them, I go on and say, oh, they want to give me my money. Oh, something go on with that. All right, hear me now. What Batman is saying is, the boy them are some novice, see? You go find them when you go up on the corner of Alpha and South Bohan. See? When you go down and say, you go see and just deal with them, see? Right, you'll find out how them work, all right?
All right.
All right. You want some of that spliff, yeah?
No, thanks.
You sure?
I'm sure.
All right, respect. Mario, pass me some of that thing we have over there, sir. All right, yeah. All that king.
Dialect is awesome. It's such a cool aspect of human communication that we are conditioned from a young age around just sounds that mean things. And when you've had enough of an exposure to that, you can discern it in a way that if somebody's never been exposed to it, you can't. And so it's tough enough if you're trying to engage somebody that speaks a language that you just don't understand. Like if somebody spoke to me in Korean, I have absolutely no idea what they're saying. Absolutely no idea. I might be able to like read some body language or whatever, but like you would need the help of hands and your vision in order to make sense of it. If I closed my eyes and just heard somebody speak Korean, there's a 0% chance I'm ever going to understand what they're saying, no matter how hard I try, because they're just sounds that don't make sense. And then there's like this extra layer of like struggle that people will have if somebody is speaking a language that you understand the words and mechanics of, but speak it in a dialect that your brain does not have a template to understand. And one of the most like prominent examples of this in my own personal life is I lived in Chicago when I went to grad school, and my ex-girlfriend lived in Southern Illinois. So I used to take Amtrak to go down and visit her. And there was one time, and the train that I would have to take was the Spirit of New Orleans train, which would start in Chicago and go down to New Orleans. And there were stops along the way, including the one I needed to get off in order to see her. And one time I was sitting in Union Station, Chicago, and the train is delayed, and I'm sitting in this like waiting area, and there's a guy from New Orleans who I forget what it was that sparked conversation with me. But he started talking to me, and he had the thickest Cajun dialect I think I've ever heard outside of like movies and shows that like caricaturize it. And there's a interesting sort of like social interaction that happens around that, where sometimes people will try to be a hero and act like they understand what that person is saying because they think that it's rude to tell a person that you can't understand them. Some people even worry that it's like racist, that like if you can't understand, like if you were listening to these two Jamaican dudes speak with that dialect and you can't understand it, and you name that you can't understand it, that it's somehow racist that you can't understand it. That's not really how that works. Like your brain literally is not comprehending what a person is saying. So if you're having a hard time understanding somebody because of a dialect, like I was in Union Station in Chicago, and like Niko is here, it's okay to say that. It's okay to say, I'm having a very hard time understanding what you're saying because you speak with a different dialect than I am used to hearing. Would you be willing to slow down? Or would you be willing to like write down the important part of what you're saying for me so that I can understand what you're trying to tell me, because I'm having a very hard time comprehending and I don't want to make assumptions about what you're saying. Which in so many words is what I said to the guy at Union Station, and we actually had a lovely conversation about that. And it ended up having, it was actually really neat. And I talked to him for like 2 hours, and he talked slowly, and he would check in with me to be like, did you understand what I just said there? Like stuff like that. It was great. And for the most part, I could understand it. And as I got accustomed to hearing him talk and heard his rhythms, it became easier to understand what he was saying because I was becoming somewhat accustomed to it and listening for it. And other animals do this. I actually just read today about how this is super random, but like emperor penguins, the only way when they come back from eating, when they do their like 2-month journey to the sea to go get food, and then the females come back to where the males are like incubating the eggs, is their vocal tone. That's the only thing they use in the giant ass herd of emperor penguins. The only thing they use to try to find the father of their child is to listen for the vocal tone that they hear and understand, which is just fascinating. And so like humans and other animals do this, where like there's certain sounds that we get used to. So when Niko looks over at little Jacob and is like, little Jacob doesn't take any offense. He just translates for him, helps him understand, acknowledges that it might be difficult for Niko, who I would guess is not a native English speaker in the first place, to try to hear a dialect that is not particularly clear in the way that he's probably had represented to him at home. I'm guessing he probably hasn't heard Jamaican dialect very often over in Eastern Europe. So it's okay to acknowledge these things because communication is deeply important to the human experience. And there are certain factors that contribute to having a hard time understanding what a person is saying that are not actual social constructs. It's literally biologically, your brain is not registering those sounds in the way that will make it make sense because it's never been exposed to it. And so you just work together in these moments. It's when people start getting skittish and weird and try to be a hero and understand things and then miscommunicate and all this stuff, that's what creates a bunch of problems. If you're ever having a hard time understanding somebody, whether they speak in a way that's clear for you or not, ask for clarification. It is totally okay to do that. It's such a cool interaction watching Niko be like, I don't, what? But little Jacob knows exactly what his buddy's saying because they have that cadence. This is also where parents will understand things that they're like. I have my nephew at the time that I'm filming this is 4 years old, so I can speak to him now. But when my nephew was like 2.5 and he'd try to say certain things, I had no idea what he was saying. And my sister would be like, oh yeah, he's asking for a raspberry. I'd be like, how do you know that? And it's all habituation and all listening for certain cues and hearing patterns and putting it in context. It's a beautiful thing that we're capable of doing. And people get really uncomfortable about it because communication is such a core component of the human experience. Like, it's okay to just acknowledge that it's hard for you. We're only as expansive in our knowledge as the representation we've been exposed to. I remember so many times my nephew would say something and I'd look over at my sister and she would know exactly what he was saying. I was like, it's unbelievable that you can understand that. And she's like, well, I live with him 24 hours a day. So, you know, I've figured it out. Human brain is a fascinating piece of organic tissue. Oh, wow. Are we going across the bridge? We going to Manhattan? Oh. Maybe? Oh, we got to go through the toll first? Oh, gosh. Sir, can you, oh my God, can you make up your mind of which lane you want to go down? Slow down and pay the toll. You actually have to pay the toll. That's amazing. I love this. $5? What is this, the Chicago Skyway? Holy hell. Chicago Skyway is a lot more than $5 now, but
Listen, man, can you hurry it up?
this city is just so great to drive around in. Love it. I actually think I prefer driving around Liberty City to Los Santos. Los Santos is cool, but there's something about Liberty City that just is so iconic.
That's some good shit. You done cleaned me out. Yo, I'm all out of product. Dropping in to pick some up. Be ready.
Follow the dealer to his supplier on foot. Stay behind him and try not to be seen. I'm a pretty inconspicuous dude. Look at this. Got a little confident little gate going here. Yeah, oh shit. It's fine. Be chill. We'll be chill. That seems super dangerous to have that ledge there like that. This is not the time, Roman.
Niko, it's your cousin. You want to shoot some pool?
This isn't a good time, Roman. I got another type of shooting on my mind.
He's back to feeling himself. What's up, man? How you doing? God damn. A long ass walk. Still doing tutorials, huh? All right. Waiting for this guy to turn around and be like, hey man, I know you're following me. The dealer's in the apartment block. Follow, but don't attack him. By the way, I realize this is a game from 2008. I'm not going to be that weird about it, but this is one of those moments where in the game, I would so much rather there be some sort of mechanic in the game that helps me do this rather than having text at the bottom of the screen. Like, I would love it if Dimitri called and was like, if he calls and Niko's like, what's the plan here? Dimitri says, I want you to follow him close. He's probably going to go into some sort of building. If he goes into the building, follow him close. Do not harm him. Figure out a way to stay near him and figure out a way to interact with him that doesn't involve shooting him. And then let you, the player, figure it out. Like, there's a lot of this in Red Dead and stuff too, where like Rockstar kind of wants you to do it a certain way and they tell you via that. And I just wish that there was a little bit of more creative flexibility around how you get the information about what you're supposed to do and then figuring it out. There's so much freedom in these games until you do the missions. You're too far away. Keep the dealer within your sight. Well, how did he get up there? Oh, he went in here, I bet. Okay. God damn it. Oh. The fact that you gotta just straight up start over. Alright, just take the motorcycle, we'll do it again. It sucks that there's no checkpoint on that. But motorcycle feels a lot more efficient. Go! Sir, oh my God, guys, can we please be patient? The guy paid his toll. Now let's go. Let's go. Stop biting the keyboard. Check this out, cops. Oh, I can't pull a wheelie. Oh. 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 All right, now we get to tail this guy. Don't mind me, just getting off my bike. Okay, let's do it again. I've always felt like if a game isn't centered around stealth, then the stealth will always be poor. You really have to develop systems around it to work. I agree with that. Or, you know, develop a decent enough checkpoint system for me so that when I get off the bike, I can just immediately follow this guy instead of having to drive all the way across town again. This is a cool walk, though. It really shows how much detail Rockstar put into these guys. Synchronized dancing. Yeah. 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 They put so much detail just even into the back alleyways that people drive past and stuff. Like, I love the weathering on the doors and the graffiti. This guy's wearing different clothes this time. But yeah, I mean, the detailing on this is just excellent. Like, even down to the flies around the dumpsters, the boxes not being cleanly put into the garbage cans.
What's up, dog?
Roman's not calling me this time. Follow, but don't attack. What's up, fellas? Oh, God. Do. How's it going? Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, what? Oh my God, how high is this building? Take down the dealer and his suppliers. All right. Daddy's home.
Who's this cracker? You let him do you back here?
Die, you shit!
Guy's got motor oil in his kitchen.
Tell Batman that I got rid of the competition.
Righteous. The corner belong to I again. And nobody gonna fuck with Ice Corner no more, no things. One love, Niko.
One love indeed. Can I get out this way? Can. All right. I go down the fire escape to get out of here. Maybe. Where's the fire escape? There it is. Oh no! Oh. Oh my goodness. Walks out of the hospital, almost gets hit by a car. How much did that just cost? I don't know. Probably a lot. Jeez. Oh. Oh, I gotta take this one.
Alright, my man Niko. How's it going?
Okay. You and Batman got any more work you need help with?
The funny thing is to mention that to my brother. Batman is right impressed with what you're doing for I and I. He wants to know if you want to deliver some package around town to some various people and things, and there's plenty of kind of that for you, you know.
That sounds good.
Wicked, man. Give me a call when you're ready for this first run. There'll be a lot of work, so call whenever, you know? One love, Bridget.
All right. I like that I can call them for extra work. That's pretty easy. Excuse me. I'm in a hurry. Oh yeah. Got some good tunes rolling in the background here. This is excellent. And here's hoping I don't get DMCA. I love that Niko actually hits the horn when you do this too. Man, what's this guy up to? Let's go. No, I don't think this is a safe music mod, but if I honk over it, oh my goodness. All right. Y'all gotta get it together. $5 every time is just wild. Alrighty, now we go this way. And up. Oh baby, here we go. Oh, there's a guy sitting there, but put that later. Oh! Mm-hmm. Have an Inferno parked outside. Like that. All right. All right, friends. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch part 4. I'm glad we got the cop car thing figured out. That was really something. It brings me great joy that so many of you are willing to watch this playthrough and stick it out with me. I hope that my words are meaningful to you and that my analysis is helpful in some way and that the chaos brings a smile to your face. However it is that you consume my content, whether it's having me on in the background while you're doing stuff or if you're watching intently, I appreciate you immensely. If you happen to be a person who financially supports this stream in any way, shape, or form, thank you so much for doing that. It helps me do things like pay my editor to get these videos out quicker. So very grateful for your support as well. Do leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, follow the links, all that fun stuff. I appreciate you all immensely. If you're binging, I'll see you right here. Waiting for the next one to come out. Get it out as soon as I can. You're awesome. You matter. I'll see you on the next one.